Ukraine's southern offensive is picking up ground after seemingly stalling for weeks. That's according to President Zelensky, who said earlier that despite reports to the contrary, quote, Ukraine is on the move. CNN military analyst and retired Air Force Colonel Cedric Leighton is here to help us break down the latest battlefield advances. Colonel Leighton, great to see you as always. Thanks so much. So what do you think the real state of the counteroffensive is? You believe what President Zelensky is saying, that this counteroffensive is advancing to some extent.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the map here, Jim. And one of the key things to look at is this southern area right here. This is where everything is really happening from a Ukrainian perspective. There's also some fighting going on right here in the east. So if you go into the southern part of this, a few detailed areas here, this town of Tokmak is a huge Russian logistics area. What the Ukrainians want to do, they've already gained some territory right here. They want to move this way and then down this way toward the Sea of Azov, cut the main highway. There's a highway that goes this way that is the main Russian supply area. And if they cut that, they will in essence cut this land bridge, the so-called land bridge between their occupied areas here in the east and Russian-occupied Crimea. If they do that, then what they've got is a path forward to actually cut them apart and make it possible for them to advance.
And let's talk about the Dragon Teeth. CNN has drone footage showing Russia's Dragon Teeth defense lines in Ukraine's south. What impact are these obstacles having? And for the viewers at home, what are they?
Yes, so this is a video of the Dragon's Teeth right here. And if we have a still of these, what we can show you is that these are pyramidal shapes. They're about 3 to 4 feet high, made out of concrete and rebar. So basically, they are designed to keep tanks away from any of the other areas. So they, if a tank is coming this way, they're going to stall the advance and prevent them. They'll actually funnel them this way, and then they can be shot at. That's why they're important. But if they can be overcome, then the Dragon's Teeth, of course, lose their effectiveness.
And this week we saw the drone assault, biggest drone assault on Russian territory since it launched its war on Ukraine. Today Russia claims it stopped a third sea drone attack on a Crimea bridge. Let's talk about the significance of the drones. I mean, it's been a key part of this war.
This is really important because this is the game changer. Drones have really come into their own right here, and this is the scene from Pskov, which is right on the Estonian border. So this is 600 miles away from where the Ukrainians launched these drones.
Wow.
And they were able to actually destroy 4 major transport planes. And you see the Ukrainians working the whole training effort right here. It's really important that they can do this with off-the-shelf equipment. That's basically what we're seeing here.
And they've done so much damage to Russia's offensive with these drones. It's just been remarkable. And Russia says their new Satan II missile system is now operational in the war in Ukraine. What is that? Can you talk about that?
So the Satan II is actually an intercontinental ballistic missile system. It's a liquid-fueled intercontinental rocket which can hit the United States. This is a nuclear-powered, nuclear missile, MIRV-capable, which means multiple vehicles. Can take 10 vehicles with glide vehicles, up to 16 reentry vehicles. So this is a potent intercontinental weapon. It's not designed for the Ukraine war. It's designed for intercontinental threats. And that's why the Russians have said that it's operational at this point.
And just very quickly, the Pentagon says Russian fighter jets approached U.S. and coalition aircraft 7 times in August. This was in Syria. Talk about this, the danger that is posed by what's going on here. What are the Russians up to?
So what the Russians are up to is intercepting our aircraft as they're flying over Syria, trying to actually we're trying to make sure that we're protecting the Kurds. The Russians are, of course, protecting the Syrian regime. This is an Su-35 fighter that the Russians have, and what it's doing is it's intercepting a drone, and in other cases, it's intercepting our fighters. So when they do that, they're trying to intercept our aircraft and prevent our aircraft from providing overwatch over our forces and over the Kurdish forces.
More aggression from the Russians.
Absolutely. That's exactly what that is.
All right, Colonel Leighton, great to see you as always. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.